Happy Sunday to you. I'm King 5 meteorologist Ashley Ruiz, taking a deeper dive into your forecast because we have a lot of changes up ahead as we head into the new work week, eventually into the holiday weekend as well. Today it's going to be beautiful. We'll have sunny skies, going to be very warm, well above normal. Some spots are going to be in the mid 80s, but our temperatures will spike on Monday, and I mean for all areas, from the coast all the way to the Cascades. Now, eastern Washington, temperatures will begin to peak Tuesday. So Monday and Tuesday will be the hottest days for them. Temperatures will drop by the middle half of the week, and it's because we'll get the return of onshore winds. I'll show you and I'll break it down for you in full detail coming up. But first, let's talk about the 7-day. As you see, it's almost copy and paste with the icons showing the sunshine. Some days we'll have more clouds versus others, but today we'll have sunshine, breezy conditions, wall-to-wall sunshine, pushing 80 degrees here in Seattle. Monday near 85 and slightly cooler into Tuesday. By Wednesday, the return of onshore winds, that marine air will make its way toward Puget Sound, knocking our temperatures down a couple of degrees. Now, Thursday and Friday, still kind of a question mark on whether or not we're going to have cooler temperatures and some cloud cover, or are we going to have hotter temperatures and then just sunshine. And I'll break it all down for you in full detail coming up. I'll show you the European model. But the 4th of July, for now, we're keeping things on the dry side, and temperatures should be near normal in the 70s. Our average high this time of year is about 73. But with the dry weather and the lack of rainfall, even though we just had some rain, the low humidity, that's going to enhance our fire weather risk. It's fire weather season, as we well know, and it could certainly be an active fire weather season as well. And so with the heat and the dryness, that will come for an elevated fire weather risk. Now, this model, this is showing just the potential for fire weather danger. So it goes from 0 to 8+ on the scale, and this is showing between about 1 and 3 on the scale for west of the Cascades. But watch what happens as we heat things up, and then this ridge just really takes hold and amplifies over the region. Eastern Washington, as they start to climb into the 90s and triple digits, their fire weather risk really begins to climb into Monday and Tuesday. So looking at Wenatchee, Ellensburg, so along the eastern slopes of the Cascades and the foothills. But you see how on Puget Sound side, we could be about 1 to 3. So it's not going to be an extremely high fire weather risk, but still going to be something we have to watch very carefully. But enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the nice weather, especially because we had our taste of June gloom, but now we're seeing that sunshine. You can see the marine layer just offshore, but blue sky above, and we're just going to have a really, really nice day. Don't forget the sunblock, don't forget the shades, stay cool, stay hydrated, and don't forget about your pets as well. The UV index forecast all week long going to be in that 7 to 8 range, and so that means you could burn if you don't take proper precautions, wearing that sunblock and reapplying within 20 to 30 minutes. And so that's going to be something to keep in mind, especially if you're headed out, just hiking, just enjoying some time outside, going out on the boat as well, which would be perfect today, just being near water. This is from Everett. Let's head up to Paradise, and you see bright sunny skies. We have the Bluebird Special, lots of people headed out and enjoying a nice hike for our Columbia Center Tower Cam. Now, this is from downtown Seattle looking toward Mount Rainier. You see as clear as day, just beautiful. We've missed the mountain. Blue sky from our Queen Anne camera, again looking toward the Space Needle and looking toward Mount Rainier. Just really going to be a nice day to get out and enjoy your Sunday fun day. High temperatures today for the islands between about 70 and 72. Interior areas in the 70s and 80s. The foothills around 81 in Oso, about 80 in Monroe, and then closer to the water going to be a little cooler. And then interior areas for the Central Sound about 80 in Snoqualmie. Snoqualmie Pass near 80 as well. Stevens in the mid 70s. Renton 81, Auburn 83, and then the South Sound as well as the Cascade foothills between about 80 and 85. Closer to Oregon, Longview about 88 degrees, and heading into Portland, that's where temperatures will be near 90. The beach is also going to be nice and pleasant, a little breezy out there in the 60s. Shelton 86 degrees, Port Townsend near 68. Now we're not going to have much relief overnight from the heat, and so this is going to lead to potentially some elevated heat risk tomorrow as well if you don't have adequate cooling, you work outside, especially in the direct sun. So this is going to be something also to keep in mind. Our lows are going to be between about 50 and 60 degrees, but eastern Washington pushing 70 degrees overnight for Wenatchee, where there is going to be a heat advisory in place. I'll show you in a minute, but tomorrow's highs, so you see how we're starting to climb. In Blaine, 79, Mount Vernon, 82, Granite Falls, 86, and Darrington near 90, Linwood, 81, Issaquah, 87, Auburn, about 88, Enumclaw, around 87, and then the South Sound, the valleys, the foothills, upper 80s to about 90 degrees, Longview, 91, and the beaches going to be on the mild side, could be a little gusty. We'll have northerly winds, generally speaking, so at least we'll have that nice dry breeze. But again, elevated fire weather risk with low humidity, high heat, just very dry conditions and the breeze, but we don't have any red flag warnings or anything in place as of now. Shelton 91 tomorrow, but then we turn the page into Tuesday. That's when things change, but the temperatures in eastern Washington going to peak Monday and Tuesday. So tomorrow, this eastern Washington showing you that heat advisory. Tomorrow, Ellensburg 97, Yakima around 98, Tri-Cities 100 degrees. That heat advisory continues into Tuesday night. This does not include west of the Cascades for now. Tuesday, I mentioned that we'll get the return of onshore winds, so that's going to alleviate the coastal zones from the heat back down to the 60s. Meanwhile, Puget Sound still holding on to that heat, and we don't really feel that influence from the Pacific just yet. We still will likely have northerly winds or even offshore winds, so that's going to help heat us up once again, and we'll likely have highs in the low and mid 80s. So going to be slightly cooler. Meanwhile, eastern Washington going to be a couple of degrees hotter. So this ridge by about Monday, Tuesday, especially Tuesday, going to start to break down and move more to the east. Eventually, we're going to have more zonal flow. And so what that means essentially in the upper atmosphere, we'll have generally west to easterly flow, and so we could have some of these disturbances just essentially clipping the area, and so it's showing the potential Wednesday into Thursday. More than likely Thursday, we could at least have more clouds in place. Not really much in the way of rain, moisture, no. This could change. The models are just not agreeing right now, and into Friday, it's showing the potential maybe for a couple of showers up in the mountains. Once again, leaving rain chances out of the forecast. If anything, we're thinking it's just going to be slightly cooler, more clouds into Thursday. Obviously, if that changes, we'll let you know. 4th of July, a lot of people are wondering, since it is going to be a longer weekend, 76 by Friday, and this is the early outlook. We'll have highs in the 70s, going to be great to be out in the sun, and then towards sunset, which by the way is 9:09 p.m. in the 60s. For now, it doesn't look as though we'll have any thick cloud cover, but that could definitely change for fireworks and any of the celebrations. If you're not staying in town and maybe you're flying somewhere, it looks as though for now, we'll have a couple of thunderstorms in the Rockies and in Denver. And if you're going to the south or the Gulf Coast, going to any of the beaches, going to be a scorcher in the 90s, and then pretty much daily pop-up thunderstorms. That's normal down in the south. And then up toward New England, going to be pleasant, but a little on the hot side. So if we have highs in the 70s, going to be very, very comfortable. As you see, overnight lows will start to get a little cooler, so we'll be able to cool off a little bit before we heat things back up. With all of the dry weather in place, And heading into July, we'll really have to watch for that elevated fire weather risk in the long term as well. I'm not seeing anything in the way of significant rainfall, at least not for the next 10 to 14 days. If that changes, we'll let you know. But beyond the 7-day forecast, showing how temperatures will be near normal, mid-70s, and then potentially warming back up into the 80s. I'm not seeing any extreme temperatures in the forecast, at least as of now. Tomorrow's going to be our hottest day for all, and then temperatures will start to come back down a couple of degrees into Tuesday. Remember, you can always find the latest on King 5 Plus, king5.com, the app, on air as well, and then you can find the extended forecast on our YouTube page as well. I hope you have a fabulous Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and stay safe.